So, hello everybody. Today I would like to discuss with you about a very important topic, which is passion. And I think everyone would have heard about passion, what it means, and everything. It's something which interests you and which makes you wake up in the morning and be like, I really want to do this. It really inspires me. Something like that. You can also call it as your purpose. So, life purpose or anything like that. So, I'm not meaning to say it in a very philosophical or spiritual manner. So, it can also apply to things which are happening in your daily life. So basically, passion is all about something which drives you crazy, like something which makes you think that, oh, I want to get up today and do this, so I can't wait to do this. So it's not something which you actually sit and you don't feel like getting up, and you feel like, oh, do I really have to get up and do this? Is this something which I really have to do, which I have to spend my life doing? So that is something which is too dry. And what I feel is that most people these days are not following their passion. So they're either following what others are actually making them to follow. They might be following their parents, something like that. So I don't think that it's wrong to follow your parents or wrong to follow other people. So sometimes other people may end up inspiring you, they might be influencing you. So but you should see that whatever they do like influences you in a very positive manner, so not in the negative manner. You also need to be open to a large variety of ideas. So it's not just to be very narrow minded, like in terms of profession. It's like in India mostly, so we have only like engineering and medical and stuff like that. So people only end up going to those two types of careers. So there are a broad variety of career options which are open to you. So you need to keep your mind open to everything. So even the small things matter, and I feel that time is the most important thing. Like it's very precious. What I mean is that whatever you're spending your life doing is actually something which you're willing to do and what you're actually wanting to do. So it's not something which you're being forced to do. So that is, I feel, is a very so what I basically feel is that kids these days, they are mostly into academics. So it's not wrong to be an academic, but however, the coaching, like the schooling and everything, it starts at the age of around 5. And children are mostly made to go to school, then start studying. And most of the time they don't give it to their hobbies. They spend almost all of their time with books. So I think that this is bad. And also, like nowadays, like since gadgets have come up, like for example mobile phones, laptops, iPads, everything like that, so it is actually attracting the kids towards the wrong thing. So you need to actually go out and ponder over your interests and everything, what it actually attracts you, what actually makes you wake up and say, yay, this is another morning and I'm awake and I want to do this thing. So it's not something which you see these days. It's very rare. And I think almost only like 10%, not even 10%, I think around 5% of people actually are like that. So they are the ones who have actually found out what is their passion. So that is the basic. What I feel these days is basically like a pattern. So it's like you are born and then you start going to school, and then after a few years you go to high school and then college, and like probably you do a degree mostly in engineering or something like that. And then you start going to a job. So when you start going to a job, it's like a 9 to 5 job which you usually do. So you spend all of your time in front of the desk, in front of the computer or whatever, and you be just slogging. And then most of the time people wait for weekends. So they don't, this I feel is that they don't actually enjoy their works. They're just doing it for the sake of doing it. So probably for the sake of supporting their family, for earning money or something like that. And it's not something which you have to actually spend your entire life doing. So I don't think that there is any compulsion that you have to stick to that particular job which you're probably not enjoying doing. So you need to do something which interests you. So why not try to change your track and do something else. So try to find your niche, or try to find your passion, in your profession or your personal life or something. So why not go do what you're talented about doing. So you may have a talent in art, you may have a talent in singing, dancing, or anything. So why do you always think that, no, I may not excel in that particular field? So why not just go ahead and give it a try? So there's no harm in trying, right? So you can go ahead and do something different. So think out of the box, do something which other people may not be thinking of doing. So let you be the one who inspires others, not get influenced by others. So most people, they just waste their time doing things which are like really not useful. Like most people, they just sleep and spend their entire time, they do like work in a particular company or in a job in which they're not enjoying, and they spend all their time like that. So they think that they have a life, they have so many years ahead of them, they have so much time on their hands. But in the end, like when they start growing old, so they start realizing that, okay, so my end is nearing, so my time is getting over slowly, so have I really done what I really wanted to do? So they start questioning themselves. So I feel that that is not the time when we have to question ourselves about what is important or not. So you should start questioning yourself right now. This particular minute, this particular second, this particular hour, you're not going to be getting it back again. So once time is gone, so it's just gone. So you need to treat your life in that way. So you need to treat your life as a clock. So imagine that your life is like a particular circular clock, and it's like an alarm clock. So you don't know when the alarm is going to go off. So the time in your clock is ticking slowly. So you need to treat your life in that way, and you want to do something right now, do it, go ahead and do it. So don't think basically about what others are going to be thinking of you. So if you want to do some crazy things, like silly things they can be, like for example, you want to go on the road and start dancing or doing something like that, so don't bother about are people are going to laugh at me or something. So just be, taking things very lightly, and be like, okay, if they laugh at me, so they laugh. So they might be strangers or something, so I won't be meeting them. So again, what I really believe is that freedom starts when you stop worrying about what other people think of you. So that is what real freedom means. So we might be thinking that freedom is just like, you're not a jailer, like you're not in a jail or something, you're able to freely move around and go wherever you want, do things that you want. But that's not actual freedom. So actual freedom is when you stop caring about what other people think of you, and you're completely free. That's when you're completely free, and you are actually free to do whatever you want, and you can go on the streets, you can do anything. So you never actually bother, you never see whether other people are staring at you, whether they are looking at you, whether they are laughing at you, or saying things behind your back. So you shouldn't care at all. So that's how you should live. Also, what I would like to say is that you should also give some time to yourself. So spend some time with yourself. Don't always be, in a crowd, be with friends and everything. So I'm not saying that you should stay away from your friends. It's like you should be with your friends for some amount of time, but also spend some time with yourself. Be alone and give yourself some alone time. So that is a time when you actually give some, time to think, some time to yourself, for your thought process to take place and everything. So you need to think for some time. So in that particular alone time, you actually are able to figure out what is your passion, and what you're actually willing to do, like what is your life purpose and everything like that. So give yourself some alone time and see how it works. Like for example, you can, like if you're bored, or if you think that it'll be awkward to stay away from your friends for some time or something like that, so maybe in your free time you can just go to a nice place like a park or something, take a walk, like take a stroll. Or maybe you can just spend time with yourself by going to a cafe and probably drinking some coffee or something, having an ice cream all by yourself. So start enjoying time with yourself too, rather than always being in the crowd gossiping and talking about others, or talking about some random stuffs, joking and doing stuff like that. So it's a good thing, like it's not a bad thing, but it's a good thing. But also you need to learn how to be with yourself. So that's when you actually know how it feels to be yourself. And you should actually, what I actually mean to say is that you should fall in love with yourself, not always with others. So everyone, I think that's all that I have in store for you guys today, and I hope that you have enjoyed my video, and stay tuned for more videos similar to this, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and also like, comment and share it if you want to. So bye bye. I hope all these thoughts and all these tips have actually inspired you at least a little bit. So goodbye everyone. Bye bye.